Hello and welcome to my little channel. Today is October 28th, 2020. Today's topic is Ted Cruz versus Twitter. That's right, Ted Cruz had a little get together with some of his congressmen, have a little hearing over the tech giants, and Ted Cruz pretty much ripped CEO Jack Dorsey a new one. I saw the 8-minute clip, but according to Fox News, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, ripped into Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey during a hearing with the tech titans on Wednesday, accusing him and his social media platform of improperly censoring reporting that reflect poorly on the Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, asking at one point, "Who the hell elected you?" Now, I do have my issues with Twitter, and as a company as a whole, and how they treat not necessarily their customers, because we're not their customers. We're actually the product, but how they treat the product. But to answer Ted Cruz's question, who elected them? We did, we the people. Without us as the product, without us signing up for Twitter, they wouldn't be a company. So we kind of elected Twitter to be the pseudo town square where we all join. That's the same thing with Facebook, same thing with YouTube and Google. We chose to use those services. So, by de facto, through our own actions, we elected Twitter to be the arbiter of the town square. I'm going off on a little tangent, but yeah, not, not saying that they're not treating us fairly, because they're clearly not, or else they wouldn't be here. Let's continue. The exchange comes as Republicans over the last several weeks have decried Twitter's action to lock the New York Post Twitter account and censored links to outlet stories on Biden's son, Hunter, and his overseas business dealings. Dorsey said this was due to the policies regarding hacked materials because the stories were based on emails from Hunter Biden's purported laptop. Cruz noted that the New York Times article about the president's tax returns did not face the same treatment, even though the materials appeared to be leaked illegally. So this is really about the double standards, where if it hurts Donald Trump, they'll just let it go. Or if they do let it go, they will flag it later on. But however, if something hurts Biden, they automatically put the brakes on it. Same thing with the QAnon people. I think they were just misguided and misunderstood. But that's neither here or there. Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving like a Democrat super PAC, silencing views to contrary of your political beliefs? Cruz asked. Dorsey claimed that this was not the case. He also denied that Twitter has the ability to influence elections, a claim that Cruz derided as absurd. Sorry, Mr. Dorsey, your platform can't influence elections. It can also influence riots and uprisings. I believe the Arab Spring back in the Obama era was all managed by Twitter. I'm not saying that Twitter was responsible for that, but the things that get posted onto their site does have an impact throughout the world. And we also have Antifa also posting where to go. I mean, they're organizing on Twitter. That may be not the smartest move, but Twitter still allowed that, at least at the time it was being reported. I don't know if they made any changes since then, but they allow one group of people to organize, and as soon as it goes to another group, they silence them. That is actually influencing, and it's the same thing here. Like with Trump's tax records, Twitter let that go without any consequences, but yet, as soon as something negative happens on Biden, They pretty much censored it. Whenever Trump says something, they put a little exclamation mark. They say they want to add more information, but that in itself is a soft core version of censoring. I mean, it's one thing to have a different idea or show a different side of the story, but if you're only doing it to one person, it's a little suspect. I'm just saying. Dorsey claimed that was not. Oh yeah, I already read that. You testified to the community right now that Twitter, when it silences people, when it censors people, when it blocks political speech, has no impact on elections. People have choices of other communication channels, Dorsey claimed. They do, but they don't. I mean, since we, the people, by using the site, made Twitter popular, actually, I think Trump did. I think Twitter was on its way out until President Trump, but that's neither here or there. But when you really don't have an option to get as much impact, I mean, you could go outside and speak, but if no one hears you, that's the same thing as going to another site. Yes, I know there's Parlay and there's Gab, but the audience reach isn't the same. The audience isn't the same type. Going to be more of an echo chamber over at Gab, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't really used it that much, but you're definitely going to be in an echo chamber from Parlay because there's just a lot of Republicans or conservatives that got kicked off of Twitter or they use it as a backup site. So it doesn't really get a whole lot of traffic compared to Twitter or Facebook or Google. So yeah, while there are other competitions out there, Twitter is the dominant one. Not if they don't hear the information, Cruz shot back. If you don't think you have the power to influence election, why do you block anything? Going back to Lacey, Dorsey claims that his policies are making sure that voices on the platform are possible, which is done by silencing abuse and harassment. He did admit that the policy under which the post story was censored was flawed and that other users should not have been blocked by sharing his links. He claims that individual users could now share the posts of the story, but soon after Cruz tweeted this is still not the case. Um, it's not looking too good for Jack. Just saying. This is a tweet. What Cruz says. What at Jack told the Senate under oath is false. I tried to tweet at the new Post story alleging Joe Biden's CCP corruption, still blocked. Code 18 USC 1621 makes it a felony to lie under oath to the Senate. That's right, that's what got old Slick Willie Bill Clinton, was his lying. Um, I could go on, but it's not really looking good for good old Jack. And I think Ted might actually take him to court on this one. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Leave a comment either way if you liked it or not. Smash the like or subscribe button. But have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening. But most importantly, just be nice.